Welcome back, MVP. Streebo here with you from Mutantville.com. I'm coming to you live from the set of Devling. It's Michael Sharp's sophomore directorial effort. We're having a pretty cool weekend, having a lot of fun. You can see going on in the background. We have a lot of insanity back there. Mr. Greg Hewitt of Toe Tag Effects, Tommy Allen Taylor, who is our resident stiff for the day, and the lovely Miss Katie Bearden, who you will know from Monomaniacal and Scarecrow at Midnight, available to you, which you can see at Nevermore Film Festival. But before I digress, coming up when February 18th, 19th, and 20th, check it out at 12 p.m. It's going to be fun. But anyway, what we're going to talk about today is I've been hearing discussion amongst the horror message boards and groups and fans out there where people think that horror is dying. So we're going to talk to a lot of filmmakers and horror fans here and find out what they think. Is horror dead or is it thriving? Let's see what they say. Oh, here we are, Mr. Robert W. Fillion.
Hey guys, what's up?
Writer-director of See the Dead, winner of the American Zombie Film Contest, hosted by none other than George A. Romero, the godfather of modern horror. Also writer-director of Lot 66, what else? Sea of Promise, The Promise, aka The Promise Jar. I did it on camera, sorry about that.
And countless other short films.
DP extraordinaire on Tales from Mutantville. So, Robert, we're talking to people today. Let me scoot around you so I don't get that glare behind you.
Okay.
We'll disrupt you while you're working here with your giant catapult. What we're trying to find out today is whether or not people think horror is dead. What do you think?
Yeah, this is a new subject to me. I've not heard this. I make horror films. I love them. I watch them all the time. I mean, you have major players making horror films. I mean, sure, there are a lot of remakes, but that's the studios just kind of being temperamental and they're being wishy-washy, and they're wanting to cater to the guaranteed sell. They know that this stuff is already sold, so it's going to sell again. They're wanting to sell it back to the new generation of horror fans, and you know, I guess that's fine if you're those people who like to go and see that stuff. But I mean, horror as a genre is definitely not dead. I mean, why would these remakes exist? I mean, there's definitely something going, and there's a lot of new material out there too.
Mr. Kenny Kaperton,
what's up, Mr.
proprietor of the Myers House NC, world's #1 Smashing Pumpkins fan. I should have said that part first.
Sure. No.
We were talking to people today about, well, people online and horror fans are saying horror is dead. What do you think about that?
Wow. You know, I've had my moments in the past decade where I've just got completely burnt out. You know, especially I would say in 2006, 2007, when the remakes just went completely rampant. And you lose a little faith when it comes to that sort of thing. But when you go out and you see what the mainstream is putting out, and you sort of, you know, you just take a look around, go on the internet, see what's happening, and look up different stuff. You know, sites you would never go to. Just branch out a little bit, and you can find stuff. And you know, here we are today on the set of Michael Sharp's Devling, and this is just a slap in the face. You know, that it's out there, and it's some really good shit going on. So yeah, I would say if you're a horror fan like me, you know, I love the stuff they put out in theaters. I even love some remakes. But there's times when I just don't want to watch any horror films at all. It's like, get me away from it. And then you find that film, you know, made for $10,000. It just gets you in the spirit again. I think that's what all horror fans need to do. Just keep it alive and, you know, find some stuff. Talk to your friends. Go to Mutantville.com. You can find stuff right there. So, yeah, it's out there, man. You know, horror's, it's not going anywhere. Too many awesome fans doing some really cool stuff.
All right, guys, we're here with Mac Allen, Johnny Priest of Last Call Pictures, writer-director of Split and Desmona 6. You're also co-writer on both, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
As well as DP. Yeah. So we're talking to everybody today because people out there are saying that horror is dead. So what are your thoughts on that?
No, I think horror is not dead, but it depends on who you talk to, I guess. But mainstream is dried up. It's dried. There's still probably some good ideas out there, but you got to know where to look first of all. And I think if you look where it's prominent, and that's going to be the underground. That's going to be the independent world. That's kind of like what we're doing right now. You got to know where to look, and I mean, there's going to be fanboys, that are making this till the end of the day. So it's I think that's where you need to. That's where it's thriving right now, and I think hopefully someone will break big and go make something that gets a lot of publicity, and it kind of sets the new wave for things. Just like The Ring did, just like Scream did.
Yeah, it seems like big budget horror is kind of dead right now.
Right now,
or at
it's
least like
right up,
stasis. I mean, you got to go independent or low budget to find the
original
the gems.
ideas.
But I mean, there's some. I mean, I'm bad about keeping up with movies, but I know some of the last horror movies that I just liked a whole lot was House of the Devil and.
Yeah, I mean, for like
The Descent. That's a few years old now, but that was one of my favorites that I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, and those guys came from the independent world, so
and
that's kind of where it's at now, I think. But yeah, mainstream wise, it's all sequels, remakes. They go on what's got a base, a name right now, and so it's kind of sad. But I think it definitely will come back for sure. It's just a matter of when.
Scream 4 maybe.
Maybe.
Perhaps when Desdemona 6 is released.
Yeah.
Released, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, that's cheap plug for you. Last Call Pictures, all right.
Yeah, last call.
Thanks.
We're here with Mr. Michael Sharp, writer-director of Devling, also Monomaniacal, and actor extraordinaire, star of Devil's Crossing. Now, it's getting to be quite a list. Devil's Crossing, Scarecrow at Midnight, several others. He just won the Best Actor Award for Knowing at the Charlotte Film Community, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We are here today talking to everyone because there is a rumor going around the horror fan community that people are starting to think that horror is dead. So what do you think about that?
Well, I don't think horror is dead. I mean, clearly, here we are. We just wrapped pretty much our little horror film. I think it's dead on a certain level of media. And in Hollywood, I think it's kind of dead. They've used all the remakes names. They're not really taking chances on any independent artists or new upcoming artists. I think the people that are saying it's dead are people that live and breathe horror so much, and they just end up talking about the same things over and over again because there's nothing they like at the moment. So they figure, horror is dead. It's got to be dead because my opinion of good horror is not there, or what I deem. But I think there's a lot of horror still. I think that it's just on a different level or a different type of horror. But I definitely think I don't think horror will ever die. It has its moments in the media, but there'll be it comes in throughout history. Things come up, down. So I'm a firm believer that it's not died, and I've been watching horror films since I was 6 years old. So the trend is just you fall out of it every once in a while, you become disinterested. But for the most part, no, it's not going anywhere.
Hello. So there you have it. We've talked to some of our fellow filmmakers and also our fellow horror fans, and you've got quite a few different opinions. So hopefully that's helped shed some light on the situation. And what do I think about whether or not horror is dead? Well, it definitely goes in cycles. I think it boomed about in 2007, and then everything kind of turned on its ear in about 2008. We're going through a little bit of a lag in terms of continual mainstream releases, but when you have things that are coming out and still hitting big, like Paranormal Activity 2, you have a lot of good fun movies coming out, Piranha 3D, and you still have fantastic original films being released in the mainstream, such as Splice. You just got to get out there and find the movies. And then, as you found out, hopefully today, by talking to the people we talked to, on the independent scene, on the underground, there's always something great going on. So, what do I think? Is horror dead? I tell you what, Nevermore Film Festival, February 18th, 19th, and 20th. Come on the 19th, 12 o'clock, watch Scarecrow at midnight, and I'll tell you whether or not I think horror is dead. And you tell me what you think, and my answer is no, it's not. Horror's not dead, and it never will be.